And welcome to the third part of the Entropy Uprising developer playthrough. I am Employee 8.
And I'm Philippe. Hello again.
Yeah, sorry for the delay. It has, we've been busy.
It's been a while.
But we'll hopefully wrap up the playthrough in the next month. So, yeah. Today we're planning to play through Chapter 3 and more. A bit more, so a bit of pre-A. And then we'll hopefully do the last chapter, Chapter 4 and all the endings. And I'm really looking forward to that, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about in the endings. But yeah, for now let's get to Beck here. So, what can I say about Beck?
He's he's just well, there is just no other way to say it. He's kind of a protagonist of the whole Entropy Zero Uprising, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. But it wasn't always like this. So like, development, in development, like, chronologically speaking, in development. So this was his first entrance into the. So like, the first time Beck was ever introduced was here. And then later on, I mean, it was always planned that he would appear in Chapter 2 as well, but like, chronologically speaking, that came later. So this was his very first introduction, and back then he was just the sidekick, basically, with a pretty nasty...
Initially he wasn't that important. He wasn't important at all. He was just supposed to be a background character.
Yeah.
But also back then, in like the first days of development, we also didn't really plan ahead our story. We didn't really care about the story as much as we cared about just general action sequences.
Yeah.
And stuff. So we didn't really have much of an idea where to go, and also that is why Beck wasn't really there at all.
Yeah, I mean, originally Beck was kind of like the skin with the broken eye was supposed to be a generic squad leader type thing. And it was only later that he became his own character. I mean, the squad leader thing wasn't around for long, but that was the first idea when the skin was made. I mean, because this is just a skin. But yeah, his personality was also very different. He used to be like this Combine loyalist, and we ultimately changed that for the better, I would say.
Yeah, he used to be pretty bland. Like he was a loyalist, but he wasn't like he wasn't extreme like Bad Cop or Bloody Cop. He was just like kinda there.
Yeah, he was just a bootlicker, I guess. I mean, Bloody Cop ultimately, like, Bloody Cop was also always around as a concept, but his personality wasn't defined as early on as Beck's. And I think when we moved away from Beck's authoritarian personality, we kind of shifted that onto Bloody instead, and kind of made Bloody more extreme than Beck was before. But I think we'll get to that once we meet Bloody for the first time. So yeah, Chapter 3. I was trying to check my notes on anything related to Chapter 3, but there isn't really a whole lot about, because a lot of these maps were made by me, and so I wasn't really discussing a lot of it with Philippe. We mostly just so mostly I just said I would do this, and then we did it, I guess. So
both of us just kind of done our own thing. Like, I focused on Chapter 2, and Employee just did the whole Chapter 3 by himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, you know, I just can't stress enough is really impressive, considering considering how impactful it is to the whole story.
Oh, yeah, thanks. But I don't know. It kind of makes it hard to like recall the inspirations here because I never really discussed them. I do know where some inspirations came from. So like for one, I kind of wanted to do an industrial setting. I don't know why I wanted to do that, but yeah. But the warehouse idea definitely came from the CSGO map or Left 4 Dead map, the sugarcane map, that one. But also from I think it was BMW or something. I visited some car factory and something about the steel trusses just kind of impressed me, or I don't know. So yeah.
Also, this warehouse way back in the development used to hold more importance, as in it was planned. I remember that it was planned to have some sort of teaser for the Traitor Cups, but I don't think we ever got to do anything with it.
Yeah, in the background map it was implied that the Traitor Corps were driving the APC. But it was then, like, later the Traitor Corps got kind of moved into their own thing, into their own faction.
Yeah, also back then Traitor Cups used to be completely mysterious, like they were mysterious on purpose, like we weren't planning to like tell anything about them. They were supposed to be an enigma, right?
Yeah, but I don't know, they weren't as important. Yeah, so like the traitor leader, I'm not sure. We will have to talk about the traitor lead at some point, because her history is also pretty interesting.
I mean, nobody knows much about her yet. Not until episode 2. So there isn't like we'll learn more about her in the next episode, but as of now she's just...
Yeah, but like...
She doesn't have much characterization yet.
Her development history is pretty interesting, because like the entire mall section, I looked this up, the entire mall section was planned on like... it was planned pretty early into development. I'll have to check the exact date. But
I mean, the whole concept of the mall
was like a bounty betrayal kind of thing.
Oh yes, I remember. There was supposed to be an APC face section, like
exactly. It was
APC with your own. It was going to end with a crash. You were supposed to crash and lose consciousness.
Yeah, and that was the end of the demo. And then later we moved that to the traders. So like, I think that was Krelek's idea to make the traders more into a focal point. But yeah, I think we should talk about that another time. Currently we're in chapter 3 and kind of far away from all of that yet. I can't talk about the gameplay here, but so like this is the first introduction to Beck, so...
Yeah, I could talk about the gameplay, because I remember that we did a lot of tweaking on this holdout section.
I think it's still one of the most controversial gameplay pieces. Some people really hate it, some people like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen people hate it.
Yeah, I guess I can see some people finding it frustrating, but once you think about it, it's there is just a really good strategy about retreating back to the gates that you came through and just holding out from there, since the rebels pretty much only have the entrance here up the front, right?
Yeah.
So if you go back to the gate, you have enough cover and enough distance to be pretty safe from them.
I don't remember this ladder at all. That's cool detail. Like a lot of the yard pass especially now, has just kind of, I don't know, I kind of forgot about a lot of it. So in my memory, all of this is a bit more barren. Yeah.
I mean, it was all of this is supposed to blend into the background. So I guess a job well done.
Yeah, but like still, I don't remember a lot of the detailing here. I did here, so I don't know. That's not really that important anyway.
I remember there were a lot of problems with the jump nodes in that warehouse and
yeah.
just the navigation in general.
Yeah, there was also a problem here with back, exactly. Also, I think he used to have he used to open this keypad with his finger. So like he would enter the code. There used to be a keypad here that he would enter the code. And then CW, I think, rightfully pointed out that that doesn't make any sense, because why would he know the code? And that was kind of, I had the idea back then that he would be familiar with these surroundings, so like that he worked here before or something. But ultimately that got scrapped. Yeah, this is the very first introduction area to Beck as a companion. And it shows a lot about his personality and the likes, because you get to see his kill taunts and his responses to your kills and stuff.
He used to die a lot of in warehouse,
yeah.
and here in this room, because people would because playtesters would pick up a physics object and just throw it at his head.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's still possible.
Yeah, like that. Oh dear.
I'm not sure. I think I might have broken that. I'm not sure if that still happens under a release build, or if that's something that happened because I recently overwrote the model. Because I think it happens because his mass is set to 1, so he is 1 kilogram. So he weighs 1 kilogram, and so obviously he doesn't have a lot of resistance against incoming props. But I'm not sure. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, Beck is underweight.
Yeah, severely.
Horribly underweight. That is just another amazing detail that we made. Beck is underweight because he's actually malnourished because the combine regime is that terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah, we totally intended that, by the way.
Yeah, so here is of course the end of the roadblock. I mean, if you really think about it, they probably could have gone around. They didn't really have to go through the warehouse just to pull up this lever, but that's video game logic. Yeah, something that's interesting is that there's an anti-soft lock here, so that Beck actually teleports behind you if you flick this lever. You can't see it if he's already standing here, but he does that usually. Yeah, I guess the final few rebels.
This shootout always reminds me of the intro in the original Entropy 0. Mainly because of those shelves with a lot of physics objects just flying around.
Yeah. And I didn't really use any of them. So like there's you can shoot at the this can be a lot more chaotic, but it just isn't. Oh yeah, these headcrabs crawling around the floor here. Those were inspired by that one scene in Half-Life Alyx where there's a lot of poisoned headcrabs. I never actually played Half-Life Alyx when I made this. It was only later that I played it. But I don't know. Seeing that, I saw a clip of it, and that kind of inspired me to just spam poison headcrabs, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but yeah.
It did confuse me a little bit when I saw it at the first time. I always thought that I always thought that those head crabs just came over because like they smelled a lot of a lot of corpses, I guess.
That's what they're
So maybe
supposed
they
to
just
show, yeah. Basically them just looting or like feasting on the corpses, so...
Yeah.
Yes?
I also remember that Beck used to be... Beck used to have his headshot multiplier like every other NPC, so he used to die a lot in that warehouse. He used to get headshot all the time, and that really frustrated everyone.
There was a detail I wanted to add here, and there's even a voice line for it. So like, you might remember the man from the previous map, the creepy guy who was in the sewers walking around. He used to have he used to be way more important to the plot. And one of these things would be that it was hinted that he was following you around the entirety of Chapter 3. And so he would have added a little text just saying, I owe you, or something like that. And then Beck would say something like, this here before. That would be kind of ominous, but it was never added, and ultimately the man is still a mystery.
Yeah.
He does have importance to the plot, but I don't think any player has made the connection yet. I guess that's
he does?
awful.
I don't know any connection. I always thought that he was just like, you know, a spooky guy.
I will come to that later. This section used to be very different, but shortly before release, I think a few months, maybe 2 or 3, we changed it up so that's actually a tutorial for there's a G-grenade fight you have later on.
Beck used to just cower behind.
Yeah, Beck used to just cower behind, and you just had to walk at it against the gunfire, which was really unintuitive and just...
I actually tried to like awkwardly fix it and try to push the player to use that small path behind this train, but it was also really awkward, so it's much better now. With Beck actually scaring off the APC.
Also, this is a really random detail, but this building in particular was based on a real building. Which is strange because I feel like it's the most unrealistic looking building out of all of the ones here. But yeah, it's based on a real building, unlike all the other buildings.
I mean, there are a lot of buildings and places that don't look actually that believable, and they are in real life. So it's kind of interesting how you may find some places that actually don't fit the game because they don't feel like they actually fit to the real world.
Beck used to say something about staying here and I don't know.
Yeah, he used to say he used to say that you should scout ahead and he'll stay here.
Yeah, exactly, and people got confused by that. And so we...
Yeah, because it's just like a little side path. Like there isn't really much anything here.
But he still does say let's move afterwards, so...
I mean that's much more, you know, that does make much more sense, since, you know, he's just waiting for you.
Yeah. One thing I will point out, these rails kind of connect with the next map. In general, these rails in Chapter 3 are all consistent with each other, oh, well, almost at least. So like there is an intended rail network that kind of is a theme throughout the entire chapter, because you ultimately follow the same few tracks the entire time. Maybe I can put up an image of the Chapter 3 overview where you can see all the maps next to each other. So basically these rails are the ones you of course then later use, and the ones you see in the first map of Chapter 3, but the rails that are starting here, way back there, are the ones you can also see on the next map. You actually walk on them later on.
Actually, could you say that those rails are connected to the ones that are leading the weapon train?
No, I don't think that works. Because the weapon train, you see the start of the weapon train rails.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it doesn't have any rails leading to that path, so it's just 2 rails you follow through Chapter 3 and 3A. two separate. Yeah. And there's a shotgun you can get early here if you explore. But I'm not gonna do that because that ruins the fight.
Oh yeah, Beck doesn't really wait for you here.
Yeah, I mean the sequence
We could,
does
we
wait.
could have made him. Yeah, it does at least.
You know, for
at
someone who
least there
hates
is that.
firing at his own man, he sure seems a bit overzealous. Yeah, this sequence here introduces the Metro Zombie NPC step by step. So each enemy type. So at first you saw the Maniac, then you saw the Stun Stick, and now you see all of them at once. And these are actually randomized, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the Metro Zombie trailer.
It is actually a pretty good ambush.
Yeah.
You don't have to see all of them.
I mean, for zombies, it's a pretty good ambush. But yeah, I'm still really happy with the Metro Zombie trailer because it's like on beat, and it wasn't even designed to be on beat. It just kind of fit.
Yeah, it's very good.
I feel like
no.
I might have ruined Beck. I'm not sure if that's a. Did we release in this state? There's no way.
Beck's biggest weakness are crates.
Yeah. Yeah. This engine shed was remade from scratch. I remade it at one point.
Actually, this is actually how Beck dies in episode 2. He actually gets actually a lot of wooden crates fall on him, and that's how he dies. Actually.
Don't spoil it. But yeah, this engine shed used to be very different. And it also used to have different gameplay, so it had a wealth puzzle, so you needed to find a wealth, which was all the way back here.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Also, there used to be fast zombies instead of...
Oh yeah, there used to be... That's true. There used to be other zombies too, I think. But like the engine was always part of it, it just was kind of different.
We used a lot of fast zombies in this chapter. Now I just realized.
You just realized that?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate them, but I place them all the time. So they just, I don't know, they're the biggest threat. I feel like.
Also, they just, I know, they just kind of fit the theme of this chapter.
Yeah. I know, it's a zombie-centric chapter.
Yeah. Also, I don't know, I can't really see like normal slow zombies in a rain.
Yeah.
For some reason. I'm just now I'm just too used to seeing fast zombies in this chapter.
Something about the zombie meeting here. So the Metro Zombies originally, the squad you separated with, these would have been the same guys that you later reunite with in the next map. But then we had the Metro Zombies working, and I think we then opted to make the squad you reunite with a different squad, a new squad, a reinforcement squad, so to say. Because I think at least that's how it went. I'm not sure. You might have to correct me.
I do remember that we were thinking about like having a lot of Metro Cups.
Yeah, and I think the squad here would have actually survived, but then we got the Metro Zombies working, and so we kind of wrapped up the entire 3 dropships that were sent out on this mission, all of them having crashed to the APC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's even still voice lines for Beck. He says something like,
"Look, there are the others."
A bit unenthusiastically, but yeah. So I think that was planned at one point. And yeah, here's a funny little.
But I'm glad that we got those Metro Zombies.
Yeah, definitely.
They're a really great addition.
Yeah, one of D made them, and we like. That's why they're in Easy 2 as well. It's because he made them for Uprising, but he made them on the condition that everyone else could use them as well, and that's why they're in Easy 2. More or less,
Yeah,
something like that.
that's completely fair.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm not saying this to, I don't know. Like, I think that's a very fair condition, and I'm pretty happy that they are on easy 2 because it saves us a lot of work for one, and also just because I think they're a great NPC and a lot more people should use them.
Definitely.
Yeah, something that's interesting about this here. So, usually source entities go to sleep after a while. So physics props, they kind of stop. And to prevent this, there's a push trigger here, a physics explosion, I think was it, that kind of pushes the entity around all the time. And that's why it's dangling so much. And I think that the longer you wait, the stronger it dangles. Yeah, that's a little trick to circumvent that issue.
Oh, that's actually that's actually pretty clever, since it's going to catch the player's attention.
Yeah, that was the idea. But yeah, this puzzle used to be different.
Everything looks clear on my end. Head to the control shed so that we can get...
I mean, it's not much of a puzzle since you just have to plug in.
Yeah, but I mean, before that, it wasn't a valve. It was just a valve. You just had to get the valve, plug it in that slot back there, and then the gate would open on its own, I think. And at that point, that would have been the third valve puzzle in a row, and Creatronics rightfully pointed out that that is not fun game design, and so we changed that. But yeah, there used to be a pretty funny bug with the train shed here. With the... Also, yeah, this is a little detail, a little trick I would recommend to like level designers. If you leave a weapon on the floor, make it start with one bullet less in the slot. Make it look used, and this is what happened here. I mean, just from these three details, the head grab, the corpse, and the shotgun being half full, you can tell a little background story to this person here, so...
Yeah, I remember that the playtesters really liked it. I mean, the ones that actually noticed it, because
Yeah.
some didn't actually comment on it.
Also, there was a pretty funny clip of one of the reacting to Beck here. Still,
I think, yeah,
he was under the impression
Everyone-
that Beck is such an asshole and that him looking cute kind of doesn't fit.
I mean, he looks kind of silly, to be honest, but
Yeah.
it's pretty endearing.
So let's see, hopefully this doesn't kill me. Okay, it worked. This is a bug we didn't catch, it's still in the release build, and I'm still sorry to everyone who happened upon it. It occurs because the player gets deleted from the game. So yeah.
Yeah, do we even know, like, what is the issue with this glitch?
It just kills the player. Also, these rails here, they were originally placeholder rails. I never intended them to make it in. And also, back then you used to go back the entire way and then move forward again to crash through some barricades. I don't remember which ones, but yeah.
I remember that. Some parts of that train tracks was a little too narrow, and if you were on the left side, then you could actually like get stuck between the wall and the train, and the train would actually just stop.
I think that can still happen. I'm not sure. I think.
I think I got rid of everything, like that would stop you. Since I actually tested it a couple times.
Okay.
So I'm pretty certain that it won't get you stuck anywhere.
Yeah, so this map, we actually, I actually still have the plans for this map, because this map I planned on paper first. And back then it was planned that this APC would shoot at you and break the engine. I then decided not to do that. I don't remember why I didn't do it, but I guess because you're kind of exposed to it and it doesn't really make for fair gameplay. Also, here's a bug that got mentioned to us after release. can just walk out and explore on your own.
Oh wait, seriously?
Yeah.
What did?
Yeah, Ozzy that reported that to us after release, like 2 days after release. He was like, "Oh, I found this." But yeah, can just walk out of the map.
Oh no.
This is a pretty bad bug actually. I mean, I can go all the way, but yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that can really easily break the whole sequence.
yeah, we'll have to get rid of that.
So he's a pretty clever game design. There is a world that is destructible with some explosives. Actually, employee placed some zombies here actually to nudge the player to shoot those explosives.
Yeah, and then it reveals the poison zombie behind it. So yeah, these reinforcements weren't really reinforcements originally, as I said. These were supposed to be the third dropship squad. And yeah, this gameplay here used to be very different. It's like originally you used to damn, the Thunder Strike particle is so cool every time it happens. But yeah, it used to be very different. I think I'll show the alternative way to get rid of the APC, if that's alright with you.
Come again?
I will show the alternative way, so like the original way you're meant to get rid of the APC.
Oh yeah, of course.
Also, yeah, back.
But go on.
Yeah,
Go on.
so Beck was just rappelling right now, and that was a different NPC. So he's a Metropolis for a few moments where he rappels down, goes into the container, then he gets replaced with the real Beck. Because Beck, as the NPC, he can't rappel, only the Metrocops can. So that's why. I forgot there was a hint about using the grenades, but we're not gonna use those.
So back then, this used to be the only way you could actually destroy the APC.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even beat the APC, right? It wouldn't even destroy the APC. The APC would just kind of awkwardly drive off them. But then we decided to make the APC killable in this area instead, and just add a second APC later on. You can kind of see why. You can kind of see why this method got scrapped, because it wasn't really fun. It was a bit too easy.
Mainly because it was also mainly because it wasn't very obvious.
Yeah, that as well. Also, if Beck is in the area, you could actually hear him say something different if you do it this way. I think his reaction is a bit different. Also, these the fact that APC has rebel painted gibbs after it died, that was added on the day of release, I'm pretty sure, or one day before it. It was a very close call. So yeah, actually.
Yeah, we completely forgot to add those.
Well, we didn't really forget. I think it was just, yeah, it always. Well, okay, maybe we did forget for the most part, but we didn't forget before release, and that's what I'm happy about. So yeah, so this gate here actually, it might still be openable. I'm not sure if, what's it called? I'm not sure if there's still a relay for that or something. But yeah, it can actually still be opened, and it still does the whole animation. And that's because the APC went through here.
It used to retreat through that gate.
Yeah, and then you would fight it again on the APC. It used to be the same APC, and not a second one, but we opted for a second one because beating it here was more fun. It was better for pacing, and overall, I don't know, I think bringing in a second APC isn't that bad. Makes sense.
Also, story-wise, I remember that we agreed that story-wise it would make more sense that an APC would be destroyed here, so it couldn't report to the base.
Yeah, exactly.
So that could say that the rebels don't expect us.
Yeah. I remember when I did the placeholder lines for back here.
I'm glad you found the LC. That allows us to take a shortcut past their defenses.
They were pretty good.
Well,
Yes, cool.
I don't know. They were okay, maybe at best, but they were MCWs, so. Oh yeah. Also, this conversation used to be all the way up here all the time. The sequence used to be way longer, but then we kind of moved it because otherwise you just stand around way too long.
I remember before we started using scenes that we still used ambient generic sounds.
Oh yeah.
Back then it was terrible.
Ambient generic.
I remember
Absolutely
that we had a
terrible.
lot of problems.
Don't use ambient generic for NPC dialogue. That's not a good idea. Map-based add scripted sound. Use that, or use scenes, but don't use ambient generic.
Yeah, for me it was just like really easy to get lost in, like who is saying what, and
Yeah.
generally it was really hard to plan how to make an actually longer conversation.
The layout for this little thing was a bit different, but I think I actually remember the inspiration for it. I think it was some old Half-Life 2 concept art, and that kind of got me to want to make something like this. And yeah, of course, the left-wielded car alarm, the inspiration is obvious for that one. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, the stealth mechanics here, they're a bit wonky, they're not as fleshed out as the ones later on in the Chimney, but overall they are still pretty advanced, I would say. So, like, don't fire your gun, don't attack anyone, and depending on the area you're in, you will get different enemies, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think the enemies will be different when you alert the horde here, but I'm not sure if that's still on. That might also be it might have been scrapped later on.
I think it's possible that you can summon the zombies while all the cops are doing their super cool tactical poses.
That's definitely possible. But actually, you can't trigger the zombies after this gate here.
Oh.
Yeah. So once you're here, you can fire, and no zombies will get triggered. But you can alert them there, and then I think they will still come, which means that the cops standing here are pretty much helpless. Kind of want to try that, but I also kind of don't because it would be embarrassing. But yeah, that's a little oversight. Yeah, this is.
These guys are just being cool.
Yeah, I'm talking about our prospect because that's what matters. Yeah, this is just...
I remember really gushing about how cool they look actually on Discord when I first saw those guys.
Yeah, but that's all they do, right? They're just looking cool. They're not helping. I think it's kind of bad that they aren't doing anything. I think maybe, like, now that we do have custom animations, maybe someone would, like, hold open the gate while you push it from below or something. Something like that could have been cool, but yeah, that's not how it works. We were very limited in episode 1's development, so we didn't have any custom animations to work with, so... Oh, well, not a whole lot, at least. Also, yeah, this dialogue, I'm not exactly happy with it. It feels very on the nose, but... yeah. The reason for...
This is the dialogue that was actually pushed later, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it solves the issue of so like the first time around we playtested this chapter, playtesters were really curious about the data packet, but the data packet wasn't really that important, right? So playtesters overestimated the importance of the data packet, and so we kind of wanted to wrap it up here. Okay, exactly. Yeah, probably an outcast, so that's... I will give that hint. Maybe people will make connect the dots from now. You'll have to remember what I said earlier. That's all I'm... I don't want to give it away right away, but yeah. Also, yeah, this dialogue used to be different as well. I think it got like cut a bit, like shortened a bit.
I'm still not sure how to feel about how the sound of placing the explosive actually summons the zombies.
Yeah,
well actually no, it's not the sound of explosive, but actually that zombie that actually screams really loud, I guess.
Yeah, well, at least we mitigated it by adding the horde back there, and that horde alerts another horde, and it's not just because it used to be just placing the explosive that would cause the entire horde, and that I don't know. But I think this is fine. Like the echo of the placing goes down through the entire tunnel, alerts the fast zombie that's now clawing at the gates.
Yeah, I remember that we actually had a discussion about how we could make it have more sense, right?
Yeah.
Because initially it was just the sound of an unconventionally really loud sound of explosives being placed.
Yeah. Also, this tunnel area, I'm pretty happy with this tunnel area. The gameplay was actually planned out beforehand. Oh damn, we're kind of losing here.
We just lost everyone.
Yeah. But you can tell like a lot of the level design theory behind it. So like for one, there's the light coming from here which illuminates incoming fast zombies. Then there's the red light here which illuminates the headcrabs that come out of it. Which aren't really important, but they're still there. And of course there's the metro zombies coming from the main tunnel. They have the 3 entrances that you can all see in one scene, all lit up properly as well.
From the gameplay issues, I remember that there was one problem with the metro cops that they actually used to not hold the position. Like at first there was an AI standoff, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason the cops didn't listen to the AI standoff and just rushed to fight the zombies, and would just leave their positions. So they would actually walk to the zombies, which would then get them swarmed really fast, and they would just die immediately. And I remember that I actually just I was trying to fix it like for a long while, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah.
And I just said fuck it, and I just added I just made a really big brush of NPC clip that just activates.
Yeah, they can't physically cross the line here anymore.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot how detailed, or like relatively detailed, the pipe work here is. But yeah, this wall was also designed. This wall was deliberately kept clean, so the lighting could do the magic. I know it's the little things that kind of go into making a stupid standoff like this, because it's a pretty. I mean, it's a pretty dumb standoff if you think about it. It's just you standing against 3 entry points, but I don't know. I think it's stupid fun. So
It is fun, but I wonder why couldn't the Metro Caps just activate the explosives
earlier,
immediately?
yeah, because they were too close to it, but that doesn't really make any sense because they doesn't really change. But that was the reason I originally had in mind, I think. But like they don't walk away from the explosives, so that's kind of a weird detail. That's true.
It's just video game logic, I guess.
Yeah. It's on a timer, a 1-minute timer, or a timer that ends when all enemies are dead. I remember when one of the saw these and thought they were earplugs. That was pretty. I mean, they kind of look like them, but it's these are bullet models or like shell models. So.
Yeah, since you if you look at them while you have the night vision on them, they actually look like earplugs.
Yeah.
They look white when you have night vision. So
I guess it makes sense because there's a shooting range here. So. But yeah.
So you could also say that these are earplugs.
Yeah.
Oh, he is green. Oh wait,
it broke the physics.
That was weird. Okay.
Yeah. I've never seen that before.
Actually, if those Metro Cops were alive, they would actually just hang out here.
Yeah.
They would just chill out here.
Unfortunately, I am not a pro gamer.
And honestly, this warehouse here is actually pretty calming. Mainly because of the rain. I mean, almost every indoor area in this chapter seems pretty calming to me, to be honest.
Yeah, that's just you.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah,
I've never seen many Half-Life 2 mods where you actually hear rain while you are inside a building.
Yeah, I think I made the biggest part of this map, so the stealth section. I think I made that in like 2 weeks. And the mechanics were planned to be much more advanced, but it isn't really as advanced anymore. So you can't kill this guy without any consequences. But that's about it. You can't kill anyone else without any consequences. They always notice afterwards. So I guess the layout doesn't allow it, but yeah. Also, there is an alternative route you can take here. It's not perfect, but it does work.
It's not that good actually. It's actually better to just use the intended route.
Yeah.
It is possible to also go through here.
It's possible to like crawl through here. The triggers do work for that, but I am going to show the different route, or the different route for the detail that I think most players miss. So this is the same man you saw in chapter 1, actually. They came back and retrieved the notice board. And so that's kind of the thing. Chapter, like this rebel base was always planned. So like move to canals, abandoned base, and move to canals. This is canals. This is the canal base. And they moved here with their supplies that they gathered from the razor trains. It's all connected, but it's not as tightly connected as these notice boards might make you think. So back then the idea of these canals was really, I don't know, there was a whole section planned and stuff, and it was all pretty vague back then. Like, maybe we can talk about the planned van section and how that all didn't make it to the... I don't know. I'm not sure if you remember that, but yeah.
That we talked a lot about them all, but we were really excited to like create this whole mall section.
Yeah. So yeah, the theme we just whistled was Victor's theme, which is just a neat little detail. But this only happens on Undrugged. Now that I think about it, it's actually one of the few changes that the drugged state makes. So like the most, like chapter 2 is the one that's the one chapter that's most affected by the drugged state. So you have the most different dialogue scenes and hallucinations, and I don't think chapter 3 has any of that.
Oh, I think you're going to get cut.
Ah, no, I'm fine. I think.
Oh
Should be
yeah,
fine.
you managed to get in quick enough.
Yeah.
There was actually a problem here in this vent once, like a long time ago. There was a problem that the rebel brute could actually see you through the wall, because the trigger would actually go through the wall and would actually get triggered by you.
Yeah, I mean the trigger still goes through the wall, it just gets disabled, so I can't really remember when this got added, but I don't know.
I added it because because the trigger gets removed, then the rebel brute won't notice you. So I decided to add this mini gate to just make it look more believable that the rebel brute won't notice you.
Also the radio that plays it, that isn't just any music, that's actually the logo intro music you can hear when you boot up the game, but extended, of course.
Also, there used to be a guy here.
Yeah, he was
there
sleeping.
used to be a guy sleeping on this table.
Yeah. Also, Beck said follow me, I don't remember that, but I remember now that it was added because someone was really lost on where to go afterwards. But yeah. I will say, I'm still pretty happy with this miniature here. I don't know, I think that's a
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice.
Also, yeah, of course, aside from the APC that was in the warehouse, now it's also confirmed that there's a second APC that is fully prepped, and you can see it leaving later on, actually. I'll have to
that monitor,
check that.
That monitor used to look different.
Oh yeah.
Actually, Beck used to be on the hit list, on the rebel hit list, actually.
Yeah. And like, people used to be really confused about this thing, and then I don't know. I think it was also the design of it, and then later on I kind of I'm not sure which OS that is, but I think it's Windows XP. I think I kind of turned it into Windows XP, or maybe it was Vista. I'm not sure. I really, can't recall them at the top of my head, but yeah. So it's a combine terminal which runs Windows. That sounds really cursed, but that's just how it is. But yeah, there's the CP logger where you can see the unit ID and the active code name of Vector 9. Vector 9, of course, being a typo. The real code name is Victor, but yeah. Did we talk about how Victor's name was made? Because like he wasn't called Victor 60, just as a he was originally called Victor 6, right? But the voice line, because we used to stitch voice lines together from the original CP voice lines and only had a revoice 1 or 2 months before release. So like Victor 60 used to use regular Metrocop lines and the leaked Metrocop lines. but we later replaced those. And that's why he said Victor 6, but that was really hard to understand, so I think I changed it to Victor 60. And that's why he's called Victor 60, that's the only reason.
Yeah.
So of course there's the entire hint board here. There's also foreshadowing to the mall here, of course, which later gets brought up as well, I think. I'm not sure. I think the mall notice board brings that up as well, but I don't quite recall. And so yeah, there's the explanation of the chimney here. And yeah, basically just once more stating what it does, and it's the reason why we can't communicate with anyone else, and it's also the reason why Victor is less talkative here. But it's, well, sort of. Ultimately, we decided to make Victor a bit more quiet in later chapters. Yeah. This is where he starts being quiet. So, like, chapter 3 is the point where he stops talking for most of the time.
Yeah, we totally didn't forget to add these dynamic responses.
No, that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, we actually did it on purpose.
Well, yeah, this chimney used to be a bit different as well, so like, it wasn't that you would destroy it. It was like Entropy 01, the stealth section there, where there was a where you just had to flick a switch at the top and then the turrets would go back to normal. And then you would use a zipline to slide down the entire way, like, but not like it would go like from there to there or something. I mean, it was never implemented, of course. So yeah, these nags were also recorded pretty early on, because the chimney was something that was planned. And sadly I can't remember the inspiration for this entire sequence. But yeah, ultimately, we just
actually the reason why Becky is getting so angry so quickly here is because he's actually projecting.
Yeah.
He actually has fewer fights.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
That's why. Actually, that's not something we discussed. Like, we didn't actually outright said it, but it just like came up one day, and actually we just said, yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah. So Beck is secretly afraid of heights. That's the thing about his character, I guess. And yeah, off to the chimney. These protection bars here are only there so you can't break out of bounds. They're not there to look cool or anything. Because they didn't used to be, and then you could just climb on top of these fences. That's not good. So yeah, you can kind of see like how big the rebel base here is. And I'm still pretty happy with this vista. Maybe I can show a lot more details from the 3D skybooks later on. But yeah. I haven't climbed up this chimney for like a year. It's so weird. Like once we released, I never played Uprising again.
I'm just a really huge fan of the view that you get actually on this chimney.
Yeah.
It's not often that you get to be so high in a Half-Life mod.
Anyways, yeah, you can kind of see the outlines of the view here, but actually I can just do this, and you can see that the previous map is kind of shown here with the bridges and the crane, and then you can see where the rails lead. They lead to there. I mean, now the illusion is ruined a bit, but I'm still pretty happy with how detailed this view is, especially this area.
Wow. Oh wow, this is actually way more detailed than I expected. I actually didn't even see how the map looks without the fog.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is in the 3D skybox, so I think it cuts off there. But yeah, you can see like the entire previous map from here, the entire canal section, and it all
I mean,
sort of lines
you
up.
could actually show this map without the fog. It would actually
Well,
look pretty decent.
well, I wouldn't really
I
say
think it
that.
looks pretty decent.
I mean, there's a lot of empty space there, but yeah, well, I guess it's quite right. I'm pretty happy with this bit. I think this could be actually turned into a playable area, this entire section here. Just because it looks pretty good already. But yeah, I'm overall pretty happy with this entire map here.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame you actually don't get to see all of it,
Yeah,
because most of it is hidden behind the fog.
yeah, you can't really tell a lot of the stuff, but if you jump down you will see a lot of detail. And if you zoom in you can also see some of it. YouTube is probably gonna compress all of it, but yeah, without fog you can tell. Also just like I really like these little silhouettes of these things back there.
Yeah, the silhouettes are always nice to see.
I will say the
Actually,
view
can
from
you-
up here is not as nice as it is from a few layers further down. But yeah, it's definitely the highest point of the game, like not just in terms of actual vertical height, but also just I don't know, I feel like it's the point where most memories are made.
Yeah, actually, can you see the citadel here?
No, you can't.
Yeah, actually, I think we actually talked about this, that you can actually see the citadel from here.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't see the Citadel in Half-Life 2 as either, so, you know, at this point. Because
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, I mean, Ravenholm would be somewhere back there, further back there. CD17 is there somewhere. Yeah, so that's where we are on the map of CD17. I mean, CD17 isn't really a real place, but there's some... I forgot about this. That's just a smokestack effect to make it look like clouds or something. I'm not sure what it's intended to be, but yeah. Whoa. Okay, maybe.
Whoa.
What's going? Maybe we should move on before more things start breaking. Oh yeah, this is the view, and also the ambience. I'm really happy with the ambience. There's actually a few custom sounds here in here as well.
Is the color of the chimney here?
Yeah, the core of the chimney plays here. It plays on the ground and also here. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty intense.
It is, especially if the player is afraid of heights. So
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that. Remember that some playtesters. I think it was one of the.
No,
But actually
I think it was I think it was Clatronics who was very impressed because he was actually afraid of heights, and so I hope that's not a leap that we set up. But yeah,
I think one playtester really liked it, but I can't remember. Maybe it was Clatronics actually. Like one playtester actually was really. One playtester said that it was actually pretty intense.
yeah. Also, the chimney destruction sequence, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, obviously, if it was animated as a model or something, then it would have been better. Yeah, no, you don't. But still, I'm pretty happy with it. And the aftermath,
I think actually Trivi got pissed off at Beck for saying that. For saying that he wished he was he was up there.
This line used to be very different. So like, it was one of the first batches of lines that CW recorded, and the writing for him was this really stereotypical asshole writing, and so he just said the scum in the city or something like that. I don't know what that was.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was never implemented, but like it exists still. I think it's still in the files. So
if you go back to the office, the one with the combined computer, actually you will find what's his name?
distress.
The distress cop. He's here.
Yeah.
Just protecting the CPU. As in the control point.
Yeah. 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 Nothing else. Don't say it. We're monetized. But yeah. He's just resetting Windows, you know, as you should. But yeah. Also, can you actually walk back? Yeah, you can.
He's activating Windows. Actually, the rebels didn't activate Windows.
Yeah, that's what happens. He's Bill Gates. He's there to reset their Windows. But yeah, so the APC is gone now.
Everyone left. I think, yeah,
And the rebels are all
I guess
dead,
everyone
but-
left.
Yeah, they didn't leave. They just despawned. So the corpse
I mean,
despawned.
oh.
That's an issue. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I think that there should be corpses here. I think.
Yeah. I mean, they are corpses here. You can see the guns of them. So like they definitely died, but they just didn't. Their corpses just
yeah,
got despawned by the engine.
Yeah, I guess we should have like spawned some ragdolls, I guess, to take their place.
Yeah, or we just, I don't know, tick the Fate Corpse flag, so like, usually it's on, and I think we might have just forgotten to turn it off. But I've never noticed this before.
Yeah.
Usually I always saw the corpses when I went back here, but it might have been because I took too long.
Actually, and also none of the playtesters backtrack here. Everyone moved forward.
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal, but I think it would have been cooler if you can actually see the corpses, so... That's a little oversight, which we will hopefully fix at some point.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Also, yeah, this fence is made this way, so it looks like Distress Corp had a point of entry when he comes in later on. And originally I think I even intended them to walk up here and jump down, but that didn't really work. Yeah, this entire gameplay area used to be very different, and yeah, maybe now is a good time to talk about the van section, if you still remember. It was mainly your idea, I'm pretty sure, so maybe you can talk a bit about that one.
What section?
So like there was a section where, and this was your idea, I think it was a gun on rails section, and you, so like Beck would drive a van, like they would find a van, and they would head to this train station here, right? The train station was further away.
Right. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Actually,
I mean,
that was like in the first days when we were still trying to figure out how the story should go.
yeah.
And I suggested to have a set piece where you and Beck would find a van with some gas, and you would just like unceremoniously would just drive the van back to City 17.
No, I don't think he would drive the van back to City 17. I think he would drive the van to the train station, and then you would have the train chase. But the train chase was different as well.
Yeah. Oh wait. Yes, I'm starting to remember. I actually there was also supposed to be a shootout between the rebels and you. It was supposed to be like Beck would drive the van, and some rebels would also drive up to you.
Oh yeah.
And you would have a firefight while you were in the van.
Yeah. And like,
everyone was moving. where everyone was also moving.
We were fully intending on adding that, but like we recorded the dialogue for back for like at least the beginning of that sequence, but I don't know. In the end, we just scrapped it in favor of pacing, I guess, or maybe just out of laziness.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
also it just didn't really fit
Yeah.
to the moment. We
Yeah.
couldn't find a good opportunity to add this sequence.
So yeah, this entire train chase. I mean, it was planned from very early on, and the van stuff as well. But what's in the end release is always very different. So yeah.
The train station's right over there. The train's gonna be around somewhere.
Also, this forgot to mention this earlier. This area is based on a real life location as well. I'm pretty sure. Like not closely, but inspired by it. And the engine shed that with the Metro Zombie engine shed was also based on a real location, loosely at least. But yeah. Also, I'm not sure if it's still possible to just get out of bounds early. Yeah, no, I don't think it is. At least not here. It used to be possible to just walk around. But yeah, this section used to be very different in terms of layout, and it was really poorly received. And then we just basically reworked it from the ground up. Like, I think the way you would traverse these rails was very different.
This must be one of their freight containers. This ship gets out. Who knows how much longer this whole mess will take? Go ahead. I might have an idea. Think. Don't worry. I'll catch up.
In retrospect, I'm not really happy with the texture here. Like, I feel like it should look more worn, but oh well, I am happy with the level design of telling the player the entire route beforehand. Yeah, basically it kind of foreshadows the entire route, so.
It does like it does show the whole how the whole path of the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, did it just find a... Oh no. Oh no, this is bad.
Not again.
It's really easy to get out of bounds sometimes. You can't think of everything. And I guess if you want to, you could just do it. Normal players won't do it, but oh well.
There is just one instance where we deliberately left an out of bounds section
Yeah.
at
And
the
we
start
already-
of chapter 3. You actually can get out of bounds and skip most of the first level.
I can't get over these walls, right? Surely that's not possible. Yeah, okay. At least something. But still, I could basically skip the entire... This is a speedrun strat.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is really a productive developer commentary, but yeah. Right, I'm just gonna continue now. Yeah, you get the AR2 here. The AR2 used to be really bad. Used to be very unprecise. Yeah, then there's of course the entire sequence of Beck being trapped in a container. This was planned from the start, I'm pretty sure. So like back getting trapped somehow was always the plan. He's so alone. It's kind of sad.
Oh, that's right. Everyone died.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's the only one who lives. But yeah, the AR2 used to be really bad. It used to be...
supposed to be a backup, but it's just distress cop.
Yeah.
Like, when he says that he will help you, it's supposed to be like, you know, that he brought backup, he brought everyone.
Yeah, but I mean the dialogue still kind of works, even then.
Kind of, but now it just...
it's like what is he gonna do with this MP5K? What is he gonna do, seriously? Yeah. Also, yeah, you can... like, you can actually see some development with this train. So, like, they later on attach another wagon to the end, and also they fill up this container. That's a little development you can see between the maps where the train appears. It's not filled up from the start, that's why it also stops in between, because it has to fill up the other containers, so yeah.
They're being chased, but they also kind of like, you know, they still have to load up the train.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it's pretty interesting. The area back there, right, that you can barely see, the refinery area. I built that as a detail, and then it was so sad that it was that you never actually get to walk through one of these. And so that's why in the first map of chapter 3, I retroactively added like the pipes and stuff that you walk under, so you get a bit of that feeling. Yeah, that's what I mean, the pipes back there with the catwalk. Alright, let's continue. I mean, if you couldn't tell, Beck is not actually in this container. It's just sounds being played.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, but... I mean, Beck, no NPC transitions between the maps anyways, so like, they get killed all the time. So,
yeah.
Or left behind, at the very least. It's always a new NPC the next time you see them. There's nothing here, really. But I am kind of happy with this shot. Like the light shining on the NPC. And this building as well, but overall this area is a bit bland, I would say.
It is a train track, so...
Yeah. There's not a whole lot you can do, and besides the map is already pushing the engine a bit. And so there really doesn't need to be a lot more detail. Actually, there's a lot of detail up there that you can't even see. Right, there's another chimney and stuff, but I'm not sure if that's actually carried over to the next map. I'll pay attention to that. Also, yeah, there's a... Hello, zombie. There's a... What's it called?
Yeah.
Cooling towers.
I forgot the name.
Nuclear cooling towers, I don't know.
nuclear towers or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
remember. Also, since we are on the APC section, I would like to point out that while we were making that APC section, we were actually thinking about how what would we do if the player would flip the APC, and one of the ideas was that if the APC would flip with you inside of it, then there would be an effect like a mask, like a camera recording effect where the camera would turn to static and you would just respawn with APC back on track.
Oh yeah, maybe I should have done that. But I mean, right now you can play the entire section without an APC, it's just not recommended. But yeah. This entire area was... I think this map is like... It's the biggest one, or like in terms of size, it's I think the biggest one. But I feel like it's the most forgettable one, at least I constantly forget about it. The development process was pretty interesting because it was it was planned out from the layout, and it was using developer textures and then the art pass later on. And so that's kind of the process that this map went through. Different maps had different processes, but this one used a very streamlined process. But I feel like it's not as interesting because of that. Also, yeah, I've never seen someone do that stunt. That's kind of useless stunt. But anyway. I'm really happy with this area though. Like the bridge and the water below it. There's not a whole lot to say about this map, to be honest. It's just kind of... You saw the layout in the map before, so now you can see that they put the APC on here, and there are crates that have been filled up. So the APC of course drove itself here from the other map, and then they loaded up using the crane. Yeah. This guy takes forever. Actually, you're supposed to kill him with the exploding barrels, but he takes forever to get there, so... There's a lot of detail in the background of these maps. Oh, well, not a lot, but still somewhat much. But, yeah. Actually, for this area, I drew a little concept piece. It's nothing special. I'm not sure if I still have it. But the whole concept being that zombies climb over these fences. And I'm actually pretty happy with how that turned out. I think it looks pretty cool. I should probably use the APC. Never mind. But honestly, there's not a whole lot to be said about this area. It's, I think visually it's pretty cool with the zombie hordes, but gameplay-wise it's one of the weaker areas. I've heard a lot of people complain about it, and I think they have a point. But yeah, I can actually maybe tell how far this goes back. Yeah. So yeah, once again.
I remember when I was playing this section for the first time, I actually died a handful of times.
Yeah.
I actually got swarmed a lot with those fast zombies.
There's like a few playstyles that really work well. One of the playstyles being just walking through the gate instead of waiting for the APC. But using the APC in general is actually the best strategy you can do, but I don't use that because I feel like it's a bit boring.
Well, yeah, you can pretty easily outmaneuver most of the fast zombies by just driving the APC back and just going, just running over all the zombies that try to catch up to you.
But yeah, I really like how they jump against the wall and then jump back at you. It feels really clean.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I don't know, I like the visuals of the fast zombies climbing over, but I do agree that it's a bit much with the amount of enemies you have to fight.
Well,
but, yeah.
Well, it's kind of supposed to encourage you. Whoa. Did you see that zombie?
Yeah,
Just flew away. I mean, like the amount of those fast zombies are supposed to encourage you to just leave as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to hang back here.
I think this map was the last or the second last map that that was made before we reached full playability. I think it was the connected map. So like, right, because we made chapter 1, 2 and 3, then we start on chapter 4. Chapter 4 was then more or less done. I mean, we will talk about the endings of chapter 4 another time, because that's a whole different story. But then we had to connect chapter 4 and 3, and this was the final map, I think, or the second final map. It's either this one or the next one. That was the final piece.
The next one is the final map that connects chapter 3 with chapter 4.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a reason why this map, I think, is a bit rushed. So like, in retrospective, it's also why I can't really remember much of its development, because it's like, it was developed with a streamlined process, so like a plan, then dev textures, and then just the final piece, like the final art pass, and that was it. So there's not a whole lot there. This map, on the other hand, I do remember a bit about like the inspiration and the development process, because it had a lot more feedback to work with. So first things first, this area here was a bit inspired by the Half-Life Alyx menu, where you can see, like the Half-Life Alyx menu drops you into like this combine barrier wasteland. So that's the inspiration for this area, and it's also supposed to show like what the strip between the outside world and City 17 looks like. So like, this is the protective kind of zone That was the intention, at least. Because you can actually see
It
this.
kind of reminds me of Half-Life Beta outskirts of
Oh, yeah, it
2017.
had something like that, right?
just a little bit.
It wasn't directly
Yeah, just-
based on this, but yeah, it might have been subconsciously influenced by that.
I mean, it's basically supposed to be like a desolate desert, I guess. Not desert, just what's the word? Never mind. I lost my train of thought. But never mind.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I could talk about a bit about how this fight evolved. So, like, there were these random thunderbolt strikes, which also happen if you push them too far away. And then there would be fast zombies spawning in and jumping in from there. But that was pretty bad design. So ultimately we just focused it down to this fight. I still kind of wish the APC would do a bit more than just drive around in a circle, but time kind of ran out. We didn't really take the time to go back to this and refine it further, so yeah. One thing that was placed relatively late into development as well is the Rebel Brute in the APC. So like, I was in talks with Platformings about that at some point, I think, and he suggested that, and I just like quickly placed him in there. And I'm pretty happy that I did, because it just makes this fight feel more personal, that you can actually see the enemy driver. And yeah, it's these little details, like, I don't know, don't be afraid of small details. Yeah, also this combine train that blocks the way conveniently was a bit of a pain to get set up properly so that it actually drives around this car.
Oh yeah, I remember you were complaining a lot about how you just couldn't get those tracks to be placed right.
Yeah, trains and saws are a bit of a pain. But yeah, there's a little depot back there and stuff. This area is a bit empty. I mean, which makes sense. It's just a wasteland. But oh well.
Wasteland. That was the word I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
I forgot that I was going to say that it's a complete desolate wasteland.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I completely forgot. I'm so sleepy. I'm sorry. I'm just I don't know how about you, but just I have a lot of studying to do, and
Okay. Well,
it just gets tiring.
personally today I didn't sleep enough, so yeah, I think we should probably call it quits here, especially because we are getting into really spicy stuff here with the dream sequences and everything.
Next map is going to be chapter 4.
Yeah.
We're getting to the first map of chapter 4, and there's a lot that happened in chapter 4. This is like a proper finale.
And I also want to talk about the dream sequence and everything, and I kind of want to prepare myself for that, so like I want to take notes, and so I think we have to call it quits here, and we will hopefully record the next part soon. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this has been somewhat interesting. I can understand that this chapter might not be as littered with details, because it was mostly worked on by me, and I didn't really keep track of like the development process of this chapter, so a lot of it was just anecdotal. But yeah, maybe there were a few interesting pieces of information here about the development. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. You can consider like, I don't know, financially supporting the channel. That would help us out a lot. And so, yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we will see you in chapter 4 soon.